Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Bernadette from Burn Stitches. Happy Tuesday, everybody. I know I haven't had a Flosstube update, like at least a regular one, in almost a month now. It's kind of crazy, but you know, things have been a little bit busy at work. I usually record my videos on Tuesday because that's when I work from home. But lately, my calendar has just been super packed with meetings that I haven't had a chance to sit down and film what I've been working on. But the good news is, since it's been almost a month, I do have quite a bit of things to show you. It's super exciting. I have 3 FFOs to show. Two of them you have seen them finished, just not FFO'd, and then one that I finished and FFO'd. So super happy to share that. I also have worked on quite a bit of projects over the last maybe like 3 weeks. And then I'll show you some haul because I always have haul. So sit back and enjoy. Grab a drink if you'd like. But yeah, so like I said, it's been maybe like 3 weeks, almost. Really, it feels like forever ago. So I hope everyone is having a good time, having a good May. It's getting warmer here in the Bay, so we'll see when that little bit of peak of summer hits. It is gonna get colder again because that's how it is over here. Anyway, so what have I finished? I guess the very first one that I'm super excited to share is my FFO of Jessie Ormiston. This is a Hands Across the Sea project design from the Bright and Beautiful Red box that came out this year. So I'm super excited. This is the project that made me want to buy the box. And so I stitched it right away. And as soon as I was done, I honestly couldn't put it down. It took me a full stitching week to finish this project. And then I went to Michael's and purchased a frame. This is a custom frame. This is my very first one. The process was okay. I didn't have them frame it. I just asked them to make the frame. I also didn't have any glass. So as you can see, this is the fabric directly. I don't like glass, so I like it this way, but I absolutely love the frame. So this is what it looked like. And I purchased this when they were having their 70% off. So I ended up buying everything out the door, $55. That's including the tax on it. So it looks beautiful. I'm super happy. As soon as the frame came, I went ahead and picked it up at Michael's and finished it. So it has been sitting here waiting to be featured in my video. I just love this so much. And I'm very excited that I purchased that pattern. And Topley, that will be a companion piece for this. So once that is done as well, I will frame it similar style so that they can be side by side. But again, this is Jessie Ormiston. I cut out the bottom, so I ended up right here. But if you are going to stitch this as designed, there is another like layer over here with Jessie's name on it, and it says that she did it like at 11 years old. I opted not to include it because Jessie is already in here. So I thought that would be okay, and I ended up loving how it turns out. This is stitched with Soie d'Alger silks, and this is on 36 count 18th century Blackbird by R&R. Overall, like I said, I truly enjoyed it. I'm actually going to use the remaining silks from this project to Ann Topley, because like I said, it's pretty much a companion piece, even though they're not from the same designers. I can't remember who created Ann Topley, which designer it is. I need to find my chart, but yeah, I'm super excited. There she is. I will be putting stuff on my wall, so one day you will just see it in the background, but yeah, I need to get my husband's help on that, but I already purchased all of the hangings and all of that stuff to put it up. Okay, then my other two finishes, let's go through. So they're tiny, but it counts. So this is my other FFO. You guys remember this. This is Tomato Hill by Plum Street Samplers. I finished the stitching when I went to Hobby House for the Welcome Spring Retreat with Beth Twist and Paulette from Plum Street. And so this was the project that I started and finished, and then I went ahead and finished this as a pillow. So I finally dusted off my sewing machine maybe like 2 weeks ago, and I decided to FFO'd this into a pillow. I used a sewing machine to stitch the rickrack. This is the back. I still need to patch this hole up, but other than that, it looks amazing. I love this so much. The rickrack is from Lady Dot Creates. I just love it. It's so cute. And I am definitely getting better with sewing on the rickrack. I know you can glue it on, but I like the challenge. I'm not a professional seamstress by any chance. I am very much an amateur, and so I was feeling it gives me confidence when I finish these kinds of things on my sewing machine. So I am super happy with how this turns out. And then if you guys follow me on Instagram, this is my other finish and an FFO, but I also joined the gang. I joined the bandwagon and made myself an animal cracker. So this is Maggie May from Stacy Nash. A lot of people have stitched Maggie May, and I love all of the different variations of Maggie May in terms of color conversion. And so for mine, I ended up changing out the sweater into purple, and I also changed the tone of Maggie May. So what I ended up doing is I ended up using hickory sticks for the face, and then brandy for like the little highlight. And then I did a lot of variations. It's also because I didn't feel like using up flosses that I haven't started using. I don't want to bust out a brand new floss. So basically a lot of these are flosses that I have already started to use. So the purple, the very light purple, I love this color. This is called Blooming Crocus. And then the dark purple, I don't know what the dark purple is. Maybe it's Purple Haze from Weeks Dye Works, but Blooming Crocus is from Classic Color Works. I had always envisioned in my head that I wanted my Maggie May to be in purple, which is interesting because the model is yellow and I love yellow, but I actually wanted to switch it up. So I ended up going with purple, but I couldn't figure out what purple to use. I had a pale pastel-y purple in my head, and I just couldn't figure out what color it is. But then I saw Floss Bossing Cousins, Christy, pulled out a Primrose Cottage project, and it's the purple Quaker, and I was like, that is the perfect shade of purple that has been like sitting in my head. And so she said it was blooming crocus, and you know what? I have it in stash. I saved it for Jenny Bean sampler that I haven't started, so I ended up using it for Maggie May. I also switched out the the dress, so I ended up using Garrison Green for it instead of Confederate Gray. So what I kind of did is sometimes I did pull the called for colors, but I changed it in where it's used up in the design. So yeah, I absolutely love it. And then I was really nervous FFOing this because hello, it's a stand-up cracker. It's not like a straight up pillow. But Carrie from Tiger Lily Design has the easiest tutorial on how to turn into an animal cracker, and it was so good. If I could do it, so can you. So this is what my backing looks like. So it has a little pouch that I can put like tiny scissors in it if I want to or whatever. So I absolutely love it. Her tutorial was so easy to follow. I was very nervous because it's very new for me to like have curves in my design. So I definitely took my sweet time, but I did it. So I am super happy with how this turned out. She is so cute. I am going to put this with me in my little stitching box that I'm gonna bring to my next retreat, because she's gonna start accompanying me in future retreats. I definitely love the idea of having these animal crackers. I do have to say that it took a lot of willpower to do the fill-in. They're pretty dense, and so I just binge watched ER and went to town on this fill-in. I don't know which one will be my next animal cracker. I have two in mind, which are Millie, who's the elephant. I love elephants. My favorite Disney movie was Dumbo. That's my favorite ride in Disneyland. And I love elephants. I played with a bunch of elephants in Chiang Mai when I went to Thailand, so definitely love it. And then my other one that I really want to stitch is Chili, but Chili is more of like a winter, so I don't think I'm gonna start Chili until maybe like November. Maybe that can be my travel project that I'll be stitching on, because I will be traveling in November, so that might be good. Anyway, this is Maggie May. So cute. Go check out my Instagram if you want to see how she looks like sitting next to my box. By the way, this is stitched on 40 count. This is 40 count latte by Fiber on a Whim that I realized I love that color so much, so I will be purchasing more. So cute. Okay, so those are my big finishes. I have one tiny finish yesterday, but I'll go through that in a bit. So done. I have worked on so many different projects the last 3 weeks. I have hit a little bit of a lull in like middle of those 3 to 4 weeks that I have been gone since my last update. I haven't really been in a mood to start anything new. I have just been wanting to I just have been wanting to work on whips that I already have, which is not a bad thing, right? Because the more I finish, the more I can display them, or I can also have a bunch more new starts. I will definitely have a new start in the next upcoming weeks, because I have made some plans that I will also share with you. I forgot to mention that my Maggie May was a start along with my friend Kathy. I love start-alongs. I think they're the best kinds of sales because I always fall off the wagon when I make plans to stitch along. But start-alongs, you can definitely count me in. So just wanted to quickly give that shout out. All right, so for projects that I worked on, this is not in order. I have been really bad. I have not updated my planner, which I need to do because I always fall off around this time of the year. So I definitely want to make sure that I keep up with it. So I'll be doing that in the next week or so. So let me just go through projects that I've worked on in no particular order of when in the last few weeks. But the first one that I have grabbed, I have worked on this some more. This is Where the Flowers Bloom by Hands Across the Sea. I have been in a Hands Across the Sea kick, and so I worked on quite a bit of projects from them in the last few weeks, which you'll see. This is on 36 count pecan butter by Lakeside Linen. It is one of my all-time favorite fabrics. This is the true color of the fabric. I love it so much. So since the last time you've seen it, I actually filled out the darker green all across the border. So it's a very small project if you look at it. This is on a fat quarter, and so it doesn't take up a lot. I wouldn't say it fits in a fat 8, but you'll definitely have like a good scrap that maybe you can use for like an animal cracker if you want to stitch it on 36. So I did that, and then I started these, and then I started actually on the dirty those like little red leaves afterwards, and then I stopped. But that was one night of stitching. I like it so much. I love like how the colors like just start to pop, and so I'm very excited. Like I said, this is it's a hats project that is again on the smaller side. I love it because I feel like hats to me are my version of chatelaine, where it's very can be very intimidating, but you know it can be done. So like I've finished Jessie Ormiston, I'm working on this one, and then I have a bunch of bigger hats that I've started. So it is doable. It's and I love using silks. I think hats with silks are the perfect combination. This one is on Soie d'Alger silks again because it's on 36 count. I like the coverage. It's really, really, really pretty. So happy. Again, here it is. Beautiful. All right. Oh, and I purchased that on a PDF. I don't have my iPad with me, but you can purchase the pattern on the Hats website. So I got the PDF version. I don't know if they actually sell that in printed. At least I've never seen it printed before, but you can definitely get it as PDF. All right, the next one, I worked a little bit on this project. This is my Rose Hill sampler from Stacy Nash. And so what I worked on, so this is actually a double border. So I finished the border all around when I attended Nash Dash maybe like over a month ago. And so it's a double border. So I finished the first layer, and then I started working on the second layer. And then I was going through these little leaves. So that's what I've been working on. Not too much work on this. I think I just ended up picking this up real quick just because it was within reach. This is stitched on 36 count Broomgrass by Needle Bling Designs. this is the called for fabric for that project. And Rose Hill Sampler is a market release. So I'm not actively participating in Mania, but if I know Gem from Stitching Gem was hosting Market Mania. So if anything, this is my entry for that. So yeah, this is Rose Hill Sampler. I do have the pattern for that one. It is absolutely gorgeous, and I cannot wait to get to the barn. So this is what the pattern looks like. I love this so much. So I'm very excited to start that. So I'm excited. All right, so that is that one. Oh, I found the flosses that I used for Maggie May. Oh, sorry. So the darker purple on Maggie May is Purple Iris, not Purple Haze from Gentle Arts. All right. Okay, what other projects did I work on? All right. Like I said, I was in a hats kick, and so I had an urge to start more hats, but then I stopped myself because I do have quite a bit of hats whips already. And so I did pull this out. This is Sarah Rinder from Hands Across the Sea. This was my birthday start last year. And this is my progress. This is never ending. This is a BAP. I am stitching this on 46 count porcelain by Lakeside Linens. It is gorgeous. It is just taking forever. So I started in the middle, and my goal is to actually reach the bottom so I can actually get started on the border, because that border is quite intense. But I ended up trying to just go down, and this is as far as I went. I think this took me, I worked on this for like one stitching day. So this is it. For this one, it's on 46 count, and I am using the Averaswa 103 silks, which are lovely. They are beautiful. And where did it go? I could not fit it in the Winterberry toolbox because it's quite a lot of number of silks. So I ended up using this tin that Jordan gave me last month from when we were at Hobby House. It's so cute. But it ended up being the perfect tin to house all my silks. So this is the silks for Sarah Rinder. It is gorgeous. So if you ever thought about picking it up, go ahead and pick it up. Sarah Rinder is an exclusive for Needle in a Haystack. So if you'd like a copy of Sarah Rinder, make sure that you give Needle in a Haystack a call so that you can purchase the pattern. One thing I learned about Hands Across the Sea is when they have store exclusives, like store exclusive patterns, they actually don't re-release them later. Basically, once they're out of print, they're out of print. And so yeah, I'm bummed out. I missed on one of the exclusives that they had. I think it's called Ann Morrison from Traditional Stitches. I think that was the LNS that had it. So I was bummed I missed that one out. So I didn't want to miss it. So I have just been collecting them. But yeah, it's really, really pretty. Let me just quickly show you So this is the pattern for Sarah Rinder. It is just gorgeous. But yeah, I wanted to get started on that border because it is quite a lot of, it's not like a simple border, which hats borders are never simple. So I'm excited to get to it. So that's Sarah. And then continuing on to my hats kick, I also picked up Emmeline Purnell. So this is where I ended up with Emmeline. I have to say that with Emmeline, I did end up putting in a lot of stitches with Emmeline. I'm really happy. I think I was working on Emmeline for like maybe 3 or 4 days. I was just in that mood when I was stitching it. I didn't want to start anything else. Nothing else was calling out to me. And so I was just like, I'm gonna work on Emmeline. So this is Emmeline Purnell, which is another Hands Across the Sea. This is on 40 count overcast by Cedar River Linen. And for the flosses, I'm using the Vicky Clayton silk conversion. So it is gorgeous. So what I ended up doing is I did more flowers, I think like over here. And then I stitched these words. These words are 1/1. And I don't know why I thought it was a good idea, but when I did the 1/1, I did it after work. My eyeballs were so dry at the end of it. I don't use magnifier, so it's just literally me and my eyeballs over 1/1. So I'm halfway through the words, or actually stretches out over there, but I'm about halfway done. And then I started working on this gigantic flower that actually sits in this pattern. So some of you may remember I am doing this as a memorial piece for my grandma and then my husband's grandma. So both of them, this is the memorial piece for them. So this is what I'm stitching and thinking about both of them whenever I work on this project. So I love this. Again, I love all my projects, but yeah, this one is very near and dear to me. But yeah, I love how it's looking. This is a lot. So Emmeline Purnell, if you would like to purchase it, this is an Acorns and Thread exclusive. So you have to get it from Acorns and Thread in order to get the pattern. But yeah, this is the pattern. As you can see, the middle bouquet of roses is quite large. So, and the one thing about this that I have actually realized is that you have to be careful. Each of these little red flowers, they're all different. So you cannot get on a groove with these. You gotta pay attention to the chart because they're all stitched differently. So they're not the same. These are not the same. So pay attention when you're working on Emmeline. It's pretty. Look, have you noticed I've been starting to show some Clay by Kim's. I now have 3 or 4 Clay by Kim's, which I'm very excited about. So yeah, that is Emmeline. Like I said, go pick it up from Acorns and Thread. It is beautiful. These are the gorgeous silks that I have from Vicky. They're just amazing colors. Okay, so I think that's it for the hats. Okay, so I'm preparing for the Amana retreat, and I said this last time. I was like, I want to make some fobs. So yesterday I found a fob, like a bunch of fobs from Heartstring, purchased it, and I actually did finish one of them yesterday. I only finished one because I restarted this like 3 times. I really like how the last one looked, like my ending finish to make a fob, but then I was like, I'm pretty sure I found a scrap of fabric in my bin. I'm pretty sure it's 32 count. So I restarted this 3 times. So this is what I ended up working on. It's so cute. I know, I can't believe it took me like 2 hours, but this is what happened. I started it, but then I was like, I don't like the coverage because it's 32 count. And so when I was doing it, I didn't like how it looked. And so I haven't done this in a very long time, but I ended up doing 2/2. I haven't stitched 2 strands in so long. When I did the loop start yesterday, it was like relearning how to ride a bike. I was like, how do you do a loop start again? It's been so long. And so I ended up stitching it. I actually really love the coverage because I think it works really well for a fob. But then when I finished it, I was like, is this actually really big for a scissor fob? Because what I was planning on is making like 8 of these for Amana, because I don't know how, like, I know we have a group of 7 for sure, but like I wasn't sure. And then I was like, I don't know, is it really big to be a scissor fob? So as much as I love this, and this is probably going to be mine, I might redo the scissor fobs in a much smaller count, like a 40, because I don't think the 36 is gonna be that much smaller than this. So I think maybe I'll do 40, and then I can do 1/2 for sure, because it will be like the holes will be smaller. But what do you think? Isn't it cute? This is from the Americana Festive Fob from Heartstring Samplery. So I did that. And then I said it in like a previous video that I actually did some, I was going to give this for Amana, but then I got tired. So yeah, these were the 4 that I finished previously. They're cute. So like I actually made some, there's a few J's in here because I made it for Jordan and Jessica, but then I might just scrap these. They're so cute though, look at that. And then there's like a butterfly. I think I was gonna give this one to Rika, and then I also finished this one. So I don't know, do you think it's too big? I think they're too big. So I'm gonna restart it on 40, but they're so cute though, right? What do y'all think? Also, I'm going to Amana. Should I stick with these or should I do the Americana theme? The thing that I was thinking is I am going to the attic for the summer school, and that one is Americana theme. So I'm thinking maybe I should stick with these. With this is, I think, the spring, and then I also have like a stitching festive fob that I can use to make 8, and then use the Americana for retreat gifts for the one at the attic. So that's where my head is at, but we'll see. I'm also making these, and I have never made a fob before, so stitching these is only half the battle. The second battle is actually finishing these and turning it into a scissor fob. So I have already gave my friends a heads up that the scissors that I'm giving them may not come with fobs. It really just depends if I can do a good job finishing it and would want to give it to someone. So I guess we'll find out in the next few weeks. So yeah, that was my very, very tiny finish yesterday. I'm gonna count it as a finish because it is a finish. But we'll see, maybe I'll restart them on 40 count. Okay. I think I just have 2 more projects. Okay, so this one. I haven't pulled this out in so long, but it is heating up in the bay, so I decided it is the perfect time to bust this out. I have so many, oh, this is hanging thread. I like leaving my flosses out in the fabric, which sometimes though they are too long and they get tangled. So anyway, I pulled this out on Sunday. I got so much stuff done. I completely forgot how nice it is to stitch these Quakers. This is Summer Quaker by Leela Studio. It is so pretty. I bought it through her Etsy shop as a PDF. So just go ahead and Google it. A lot of people have stitched this already, and I didn't bring my iPad. But yeah, this is it. I love it so much. I love the fabric. This is on 40 count Dirty Water by Extrude Designs. And I love how it looks. My favorite is still the crab because I love crabs. But this is how much stitching I got done. So I only worked on this for like half a day Sunday, and this whole thing is new. It just stitched up so fast. Like I stitched all of these, or maybe not this. I stitched up all of these for sure though, and these. Maybe I did finish it. I don't know. Anyway, who knows? It was easy and it was very nice to stitch. It was very like, it was just, you just sit in silence and stitched. It was super nice and I love the colors so much. I am using a combination of the called for flosses, which is DMC, and Cosmo flosses. So when I went to Tokyo in one of my trips, I converted some of the colors to Cosmo. So yeah, I love this so much. It is beautiful. I am definitely going to keep stitching on it. I think it's an easy stitch. They're super fun. The motifs are fun. You can like put some of the motifs as a goal, like how many you want to get done every single time you pull this out. I just absolutely love it. There is a hashtag if you'd like to join. It is by Samantha, the Huga Stitcher. It's called Live in the Sunshine Sal. Yeah, Live in the Sunshine Sal. So she does have that hashtag if you would like to join. But yeah, I love this. It's so pretty. Honestly, the only reason I stopped is because my iPad died, because I did not charge it. And so yeah, my iPad ended up dying and I had to pick a different project that doesn't require an iPad. Which brings me to my last whip of the day. Because my iPad died, I needed to stitch one that I can easily look at a paper chart. And so this is my last whip. This is Spring Moon by Plum Street Sampler. I love this. This is Sea Storm, 40 count Sea Storm by Lakeside Linens. The blue takes my breath away every single time. This roof kills me. And you know what? I come back to it every single time. Paulette just freaking loves fill-ins. All of her stuff is fill-in. This technically has fill-in inside. This is supposed to be like orange on the inside, but I kind of like how it looks. What do you guys think? Do you think I should just leave it as is? I might do that. And then look, this gigantic moon has to be filled in. I finished filling this in Sunday night and I got like this much done Sunday night. It's a lot of fill-in, y'all. So I'll be doing that over and over again, but I love it so much. It is just beautiful. It looks like I've done so much, but this is like 20% done. So it is quite a lot to go, but I love this. This is Spring Moon. I'm probably gonna maybe like stitch on it one more time before it goes back in my bag, and switch this out for Summer Moon, which I have also started last year. So this is not the end, but still, it's so pretty. Look at the clay by Kim. This is one of my newest ones that I purchased from Sharky Stitcher. Isn't it so pretty? But yeah, I love this one so much. Can't wait to purchase some more, or to stitch some more. Yeah, it's so beautiful. Maybe I'll bring this to Amanda, because I'm stitching this with Rika, House of Stitch and Stash, and I'm gonna see her at Amanda, so maybe I will bring it. We'll see. Pretty. Alrighty, so that is it for all my whips. Thank you all so much for sticking around. All right, let's quickly go through some haul because I have a meeting that starts in 7 minutes. So let's do this. First of all, Stitch of Kindness, my friend, the one that I started Maggie May with, sent me this beautiful project bag. I mean, look at it. She sent it to me for my birthday. It was a very nice surprise. Coming home from Amanda, like, it is so beautifully stitched. It is so good. It's so beautiful. And it's a lovely card. And she also sent me the pattern that she finished, which is called 100 Ways. So thank you so much. I'm so excited. You know, I'm a sucker for Plum Street, so this is always so exciting to get, but I need to fill a project with this right away, and I definitely will. I think might be like, there's a lot of projects I'll be coming up, so excited. I love this one so much. All right, and then where'd my haul go? Oh, right here. So I went to my LNS because I don't know why I went to my LNS. Oh, I went to pick up my corner gauges from my LNS because that is my retreat gift for Amanda. And then I came out with these because, I mean, is it even a trip to my LNS if I don't come back with more fabrics? So let's go through this real quick. Mason linens. This is sewing box medium light, 36 count. It is gorgeous. So there's that. I also picked up, I have this in 40 count, but I wanted it on 36. 36 is my sweet spot, so I buy a lot of 36, but this is 36 count vintage maple sugar from Lakeside Linens. Another Mason linen. This is sewing box light. So this is light and medium light for color comparison. And then, like I mentioned, I love pecan butter, so I bought another 36 count fat quarter because I'm obsessed. My LNS also sells these odd cuts of Mason linen, so I went ahead and bought a bunch. So I bought a 12 by 12. This is 46 count haberdashery medium. Maybe it's medium light, it's just too long of a word, so it got cut off. But yeah, bought this. That's a 12 by 12. I got a 13 by 11, 46 count. This is antique button light. I also purchased a 19 by 16. Like I said, these are odd cuts. 19 by 16. This is antique button medium. And more haberdasheries. This is a 36 count, 12 by 13. And a 12 by 13, 40 count of haberdashery medium. And then lastly, I love pecan butter, so I got a fat half of 46 count pecan butter. I was thinking of stitching the new Queen of the May from Hands Across the Sea because it requires a fat half. You can fit it in a 46 count fat quarter, but you will only have like a 2-inch margin, and I like it 3. So I still purchased a fat half anyway. But we'll see, because I also really like the called for fabric, which is just a ticket. I just haven't purchased it, but I know Hobby House just restocked it. Okay, quickly, I bought this from 123 Stitch and completely forgot about it until today, because I am bad at I purchased, what did I purchase? This was on sale. So I purchased Tulip and Lily from Blackbird Designs. These are some of the things I was missing from that collection. And Sweet Home. I love this one. And then I think I was planning on stitching this for Mother's Day, and I ended up not doing that. But this is Mother's Garden from Blackbird Design. And of course, I bought the flosses for it. And then this is the missing color that I needed to get for Florence May Dickinson for my other hat sampler that I kitted up when I was at Hobby House. And then, all right, 2 more. I purchased this from Traditional Stitches. So like I mentioned, I wanted to get the Hands Across the Sea exclusives from all of these LNS before they run out of print. And so I purchased the 2 for Traditional Stitches. This is Lucy Barber. And this is Ann Johnson. Yeah, this is Ann Johnson. Okay, so that is it for my video. I don't know when my next video will be. I have my cousin staying in the next 10 days, and so I definitely won't be having a video next week. So maybe my next video is right before I go to Amana, or maybe after. But yeah, I will share with you what I ended up giving as a retreat gift and things like that. So stay tuned for that. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you all so much for watching.